Travel is one of life's great rewards, and there's always something new to see and experience when you travel the world like I do. Hi, I'm Rick Steves. Join me as we get better acquainted with the world each week on Travel with Rick Steves. Together, we'll explore fascinating sights, discover amazing food, and make new friends from near and far. Your radio is the only passport you'll need. Join us for Travel with Rick Steves, Saturday afternoons at 1 on KSJE.
.49. It is Thursday morning here on KSJE, and talking with Mary Hayes about an event that is coming back after a 2-year hiatus. It's great to have you here, Mary Hayes. Good morning. To talk about the San Juan River Balloon Rally, which is happening in Bloomfield. Welcome back to KSJE.
Thank you. It's wonderful.
Good to have you here, and good to have this event back on our calendars too, because I've missed it. I think you've missed it. Folks in Bloomfield have missed it. The balloonists have missed it. So all of these things, but it is back, and it's Father's Day weekend. That's what we're talking about, right?
That is right. Come on out.
Very good. And so give us the details. This is, again, for folks maybe who don't remember from 2019, this is held at the soccer field near the Bloomfield Boys and Girls Club, right?
Yes, and that's on South 2nd Street. For the public, there are launches Friday morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning at 6:30. Come out and watch and wave. And
now, I'm an early riser, but you folks in the ballooning world are really early risers.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
It really is. You're right about that. And, of course, it's all about the weather and the winds. And at 6:30, that's the best time, I think, to fly, right?
Well, if you don't get out early, then it really kicks up. So,
Yeah.
yes, it is very weather dependent, but we're hoping
Right.
that it can all happen.
And it's a great view, and of course it's free to attend the mass ascensions and everything, to go down and check out the crews as they inflate the balloons, and you can walk around and check them out. How many balloons do you have coming this year?
We have 21 coming, and that includes 2 special shapes, which
Nice.
is very exciting.
And that seems like a lot to me. Is that on par with where things have been in 2019?
Well, it's normally like 20.
Okay,
So
yeah.
the 21th balloon
Yeah.
is Smokey the Bear, which is crazy awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Smokey, I think, is only going to be on the Glow on Saturday night. But,
Okay. He may not fly. He may just
Right.
inflate.
I don't think he's flying, but
Okay.
that's okay. And then Peter Procopio from Gallup is coming with Kosher, which is beautiful. Kachina.
Yeah, I think
head
we've seen that one.
balloon.
That's been here before.
Yes,
It
yeah.
rings a bell in my head anyway. So
It's just stunning, and he's a very experienced pilot. And Smokey's pilot is Beth Wright Smith, who is extremely experienced, and one of my iconic women pilots.
there you
So-
go. Well, it's exciting. And I bet they're excited to be back too, right? The pilots, I mean, they love doing these things, don't they?
Absolutely, and this is by invitation only. So these are not just random show-ups. These are planned.
Folks that you have
invited.
reached out to, or your committee has reached out to,
Yes,
right?
they are invited. They've accepted, and the lodging is provided very generously around the area. And the main overall sponsor or organizer for this is the Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce.
Right. So thank you, Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, and I think again, thanks to them. And as you mentioned, 6:30 a.m. is the kind of the mass ascensions on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes.
From the soccer fields. If you're not at the soccer fields, though, if you're anywhere within the city of Bloomfield, you'll just look up, right? You can
That's
probably
right.
see them flying.
That's right.
They may fly over your house.
They might,
Yeah.
and you'll hear this whooshing sound, and you look up, and yay, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And they usually fly towards the casino.
Right.
So
From east to
flying-
west.
Yes,
Along-
and they may dip down, which means they're going to try to do a splash and dash in the river.
Right.
Which is really very cool, because there's nothing funner than getting your feet wet on a balloon ride.
Right.
So,
That's very true. The first time I was in a balloon and the pilot did that, I wasn't aware of the splash and dash. So he had kind of synced up on the edge of the basket, and I was still standing on the floor. So I was pretty soaked to the ankles.
congratulations.
Yeah, that was how they invited me and welcomed me to ballooning, to the world of ballooning.
That's wonderful.
That's how they do it, isn't it? That's true.
It can be.
Right, but it's a great event, and it's a beautiful flight down the river. I have to say, I've been lucky enough to be invited on a couple of balloon rides, and it's a really pretty spot in the county, and you don't always get to see the river from that angle, so it's a really great view.
It is. You can see wildlife, and you can also be above or below other balloons, which is
Yes.
a way interesting perspective that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Very true. And the unique thing about ballooning, I have to say, too, is that when the burner isn't burning and you're just floating, it's very quiet and very just almost you're at one with the air as you float through it, basically.
Absolutely. So it starts off before launch with they call a pieball. So that's a black helium-filled balloon. They've already studied the weather meticulously.
Right.
But that shows them at what elevations there might be a direction change and how fast it goes up. They count and they know how far that is. So the first launchers are the trendsetters, and the others know where those movements will happen.
The pilots use those other balloons really to see how they're going to go and plan their route, I guess, right?
Yes, they can tell a lot by that.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right about how quiet it is. And, people say, well, I'm scared of heights. Well, it's not the same when you're up there because you don't have a point of reference.
Right.
So it's pretty magical, actually, to watch or go.
Really, yeah, it really is. And so we're so excited that it's back this year again, coming up on the 17th, 18th, and 19th in June. So here we are, June 2nd already. So it'll be here before we know it. It is Father's Day weekend. So again, on the screen, we're showing kind of the schedule for Friday and Saturday. I want to continue to show the other events that are planned, but 6:30 a.m. is kind of the mass ascensions on the mornings of Friday and Saturday. And then on Saturday evening, there's the balloon glow at 5:30. We should mention that, right?
Yes, that is a huge, wonderful, fun event with a car show. There's lots of vendors and music and kids' things and food. So bring your blanket and your lawn chair, and it's just a family time. And so a glow means they'll all set up, they'll tie off to their vehicle, and then an announcer will count down, and everybody hits their burners at the same time. So that's a really good time to stand over there at the basket, put your phone camera on slow motion,
Right.
and look up and do that flame that
In
way.
slow motion. Yeah.
In slow-mo. It's just a really cool way to do it.
Very true. That's great. And then on Sunday, another mass ascension, right, at 6:30.
Yes.
And so that'll be the final one, and that'll be the last chance to see the balloons.
It will be. So if you can't make it one day, go
Right.
another, but you have 3 chances for that.
That's true. Very true. And I know, at least we think, that the Chamber is still looking for volunteers to be on chase crews, which is a great opportunity to learn more about ballooning and to help out. And, of course, those are the folks that travel along, and when the balloon lands, they're the ones that go and meet the crew and pack it all up and get it back to the field.
Right. You help launch, you
Yeah.
follow, you help take down. And it is a really good experience. And you can tell them the phone number to call the chamber.
Indeed.
And then when you show up, you report to chamber people to be assigned. You don't just waltz out there. And
Well, true, right. They'll show you which balloonist needs
Yes,
a crew. And,
absolutely.
And there you go. But the number to call is 505-632-0880, 632-0880. That's the Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. And they are putting together, of course, the San Juan River Balloon Rally, June 17th, 18th, and 19th at the soccer fields of the Bloomfield Boys and Girls Club in Bloomfield, which is basically kind of south of US 64, and I would say a little bit east of 550. That's how you can find it in that quadrant of the city, if you will.
Yes, and I'd like to talk about the sponsors for a second.
We definitely should. We could see them on the screen, but for our radio listeners, they need to hear about them.
They do. Our major sponsors is Bloomfield Lodgers Tax and Sam's Club, and we appreciate that so much. And our event sponsors, Sunray Park and Casino, Country Gas provides all the fuel for these balloons. Premier Distributing, Chick-fil-A is always a great participant. Wooden Nickel, United Rentals, San Juan County, and Halo Services. Those are all event sponsors, which is a really big deal.
Very good. Couldn't do without them, could you?
We could not. Absolutely, we could not. And then each balloon has a sponsor.
Okay.
And there's a list of those.
Wonderful. Very good. Well, it's a great event, and do you want to list the other sponsors too for the balloons? Yeah, we have some time. We have
Okay.
just a little bit of time left.
So our balloon sponsors, Gwen Alston, Citizens Bank, Dr. Todd Williams, R.A. Beal. I almost want to sing the jingle.
Right.
JNS Enterprises, the Pet Memorial, who is Tom Summers, Alpha Duran, San Juan County and Bloomfield Fire, Senator Steve Neville, REMAX with Shannon Martin, and REMAX with Paul Berry, Lewis Garden, High Country Group, West State Supply, and Sunglass.
There you go. All those folks. So we thank them all because we couldn't
do.
happen. It wouldn't happen without them.
And we could use one or two more sponsors. It's a $400 thing, and you do get a ride out of that.
Well,
so,
there you go.
Call the chamber again if you are interested in doing that, and talk to them. It's a great opportunity and there's a banner that gets made, and so it's really good advertising and a good opportunity.
Very true. Very good. Well, Mary, thank you for coming in this morning. Really appreciate you being here, and exciting to see the Salmon River Balloon Rally back again in Bloomfield this summer.
Yes, thank you so much, Scott.
You bet. That's Mary Hayes from the Bloomfield San Juan River Balloon Rally, my guest this morning here on KSJE.
KSJE Journey with Native Art Voices of the Four Corners and me, Vinaya Yazi, where we will trek into the Native artist dialogue and narrative. Together, we will take a glimpse into the art process and the lives of the Navajo, Apache, Ute, and Pueblo artists living within Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. Tune in every third Thursday of the month at 9:30 a.m. or find podcast episodes. Native Art Voices of the Four Corners, great artist stories are the journey of art in the Four Corners.
KSJE is supported by the Farmington Civic Center, bringing a full slate of entertainment to